Hey friends, Powwow guy Rob Phoenix here. Just doing a quick powwow check-in. I'll do these from time to time. It's not really going to replace my weekly powwow weekly update. I'm just not doing those anymore. But mostly I want to focus on offering whatever advice I can offer to people who are new to the tradition or who are thinking about picking up the powwow tradition for themselves. Just before I fade into obscurity, I would like to give out as much information as I can. So kind of piggybacking off of that first video I made a few weeks ago, I want to give a little bit more advice. I want to start by talking about how you originally start building a client base. People will start coming to you naturally when you are ready. And I found that to be true. I mean, you can put yourself out there, maybe create a blog or a little website or something if you want, so people can find you. But generally speaking, even with that, like I've had a very large website for 15 years. I've had all these videos out. I've done books and everything else. And there are a lot of people that have not seen any of that. And especially amongst like the oldsters in Cumberland and York County, even Dauphin County, they're just looking for a powwower. And, through asking around because of things that I have done publicly, my name is out there somehow. And so people get my phone number, they call me and they say, oh, I got your name and number from, the library in Lancaster or the Historical Society in Lidditz, wherever I've been, can you help me? And that's a much better way to get clients rather than putting it out there online like I did and saying, oh, if you need powwowing, send me an email. Well, that's not always a good idea. And in fact, it's kind of, I don't know, it just kind of cheapens things. It's just not a good approach. I don't recommend it. I speak from experience on that. You build your reputation by the things that you do. The more you help people, the more you work in the community, your local community, to maybe do talks at little historical societies or your local library, share some information about powwowing. That's how the word spreads, and that's the best way to do it. I think the internet's fantastic, wonderful way to disseminate and receive information. But when it comes to a tradition like powwow, I think less is more. And I'm speaking from experience. I've learned over the years that less is more. Now I'm older and I want to step away from all the public stuff and leave other people to take that over and just kind of just be a powwow, and not have to feel like I have to be putting all this information and material out there. Another thing too is to be I guess successful at powwowing or just to be good at powwowing. It requires a level of confidence, and along with confidence, though, I have to say comes faith. So confidence and faith kind of go hand in hand. So when you're trying for somebody, you just have to be confident, and your faith has to be so strong. Remember that whole mustard seed thing? You are sure of what you are doing. You know what you're doing. It's going to work. There's no question in your mind. And that confidence will spread to your client. They'll say, you know what, this guy knows his stuff. He knows what he's doing. He knows what he's talking about. Very sure of himself. And that puts your client at ease. So that also leaves a lasting impression on your client. Like, this is a person that I want to go back to. I've had, especially back in the day, early days of my practice, people come over and I'd be rooting around, digging through books, let me see if there's something in here I can find to help you with. Okay, let me try this. We're going to try this. And I'm fumbling over that was a mess. There was no confidence there. There was no indication that I knew what I was doing. So don't be that person. Don't be, the me from 18 years ago. That guy was a mess. So anyway, that's a good segue into having the knowledge of the tradition. Powwow is pretty simple. You can sum it up pretty simply. It's magical and folk healing tradition of the Pennsylvania Dutch culture. Comes to us from Europe. Previously, it was known as the cunning, like the European cunning craft. And it has its roots in medieval Catholicism. It's very simplistic. It's just a series of charms, cures, recipes, and prescriptions for healing, for protection, for anti-hex work. Easy peasy. It is very much a Christian tradition. It relies heavily on the Holy Trinity as found within Christian tradition. So therefore, the powwower / broker must believe and have faith in the Holy Trinity as found within Christian tradition. And indeed, you will need the baptismal name of your client when you do the work, but it's not hard. You do the work. Don't worry about manipulating energy or all that nonsense. You are just doing the work and leaving it in God's hands. So there you go. Another thing I want to warn you against is, throwing stuff at your client that's not power. So for example, if I brought a client over and I was like, here's, I'm just going to do some breath work on you and you'll be fine, go home. But I also want you to do this Eastern Indian yoga thing. And then I might do a little Reiki on you. And then let's get a dream catcher out and let's bring a gong and let's put a pyramid over you to center your energy centers and do your chakras. That's a flipping mess. That's a mess. None of that stuff is, it doesn't work together. It's just a mess. People like that literally have no clue what they're doing. All right. If you go to somebody like that and they're just this eclectic pile of bullshit, you're not going to get anything out of it. So that's my best advice is just stick to powwow. If you want to be a powwower, just stick to that. There's plenty within the tradition. You don't need all that other nonsense. Let people from India do the stuff from India. Let the Native Americans do the Native American stuff. Okay. You as the Pennsylvania Dutch person, the Pennsylvania German cultural descendant or whatever, stick to the powwow. Okay. We don't need to be pretending we're Japanese or whatever to help these people because we're not. We have no cultural rights to that stuff. So anyway, stay in your lane is what I'm trying to say. Don't get crazy with your powwow because then that confuses people. Say, oh, powwow uses yoga and such. No, we don't. That's not a part of powwow. So anyway, you don't need to wear many hats. Being a powwow is enough. Powwow is enough, truly. You're going to be so busy doing like home remedies and such with, you're not going to have time for all that other stuff. So just forget that. You have no right to it. Just leave it alone. So that's the best advice I have this time around. I'm happy that new people are learning. I'm happy that people are starting to do their own thing with it, make little videos and such. I'm really, really happy about that. And that's how it's going to survive. It's going to keep going. There is still very much a strong current of belief in powwow in Pennsylvania, particularly in southeastern and south central Pennsylvania, where I live. So you had like Berks County, Bucks County, Philadelphia County, Chester County, Lancaster, York, Cumberland, the Dauphin, that kind of whole like southeastern, south central section of Pennsylvania is really where the powwow is concentrated, sometimes known as the Hex Belt. But here we are. So anyway, those are some bits of advice for this time around. Maybe in the next couple of weeks, I'll think of some other stuff to talk about. But in the meantime, check out Melissa Bishop. She's doing her powwow weekly updates plus various like random miscellaneous powwow videos. So, give her a like and a subscribe and, give her a chance. She's just new at this and she's getting to learn, making videos, new at making videos and such. But I think she's doing a great job. So anyway, it's my advice for today. Just a little powwow check-in. Hope everyone's doing well. Still blazing hot, but, Johnny starts school tomorrow, so we'll be moving into the fall quick enough. And I can't tell you how excited I am for that. So anyway, enough of that. Hope this was helpful. God bless you guys. Love you. And we'll talk again soon.